Hello everybody, welcome to Tech Tuesday. I'm Rick Uzzi. Today I'm going to be talking about TruVizion and some updates that we have that are going to be taking place tomorrow morning. So if you're a TruVizion user, I think you'll find this helpful as we send you a list of things, but this will be expanding on that. So I will be right back. Hey, thanks again for joining me. Rick Uzzi here at Zcorum. So we are doing an update on TruVizion tomorrow morning, and we sent everybody who's a user of this a list of the items that are on there. And sometimes you see that list and it's like, where is that? And where do I find that particular feature? So I thought today I'd go through that. If you're not a TruVizion customer, if you happen to be tuning in because you're subscribed to the channel or you find this, that's fine. Happy to have you, and maybe you can see some of the features that we have in this application. This is a Diagnostics application that works both on DOCSIS networks as well as fiber networks. We started with DOCSIS a long time ago, and then as fiber started to get more prevalent, we added fiber diagnostics into this as well. So you'll see, I'm showing this, you'll see that we've got some fiber things as we've been adding features that maybe were available in the DOCSIS side, but not in the fiber side, and now that we're adding those in as well. So you can, if you happen to be watching live today, I know a lot of you can be watching this recorded, but if you happen to be watching live, you can go ahead and type in any questions or comments you have in the chat on YouTube. And if you watch it later and you have a question or comment, feel free to leave that on the comment section of the YouTube video as well. So let's get started. So where was I going to start here? So first off, there's just, you'll notice a note in the release notes that we said that we integrated now with the Nokia 7360 GPON OLT. So a release or two back, we integrated with the 7360 for DPoE, and this was the next step for that. So that's the Nokia 7360, that's a new platform that we support. If that's of interest to you, I know a lot of you have things like Calix or Adtran, but this is a new platform that we support with the diagnostics. Looking at OLT screen right here, that's what we're looking at, and I'll be going through a few things on this. I got, a few minutes before I got on here, about 20 or 30 minutes before I got on here, I realized I could not access my development platform from this laptop. So I've been scrambling to try to figure out how I'm going to present things. So I am looking at a customer's OLT that we released this early on. We've got it on our development system. We released on one live system as well. So I'll be looking at a few things from that, but there's a few things that are customer subscriber related that I can't show because it's not our development platform with fake addresses and names, that kind of thing. So I'll be showing best I can on screens on that. So again, we're looking at the OLT screen here for this particular OLT, and a couple of things that are different here. We added these downstream and upstream throughput boxes here. We had the downstream usage and for the upstream and the downstream. So we had the usage graphs for the downstream and the upstream. Now we've got throughput graphs for the downstream and the upstream. You can see they look really a lot alike, right? Because you're talking about kind of two sides of a coin here. So you've got the amount of data that's been transferred versus what the throughput was at that time, and obviously those two things are going to mirror each other. So it's really more about, I guess, the numbers here. So if some people were interested in what these numbers were on throughput versus, let's say, usage. So that's what that is. One other thing that we put in here, that if you're using the DOCSIS version, you've had this forever, but it's one of those things where we roll it out on a new platform and some of the features trickle in. So the drill in, the drag and drop drill in is now available on these graphs. So I can drag right here, not drag and drop, but drag and whatever, and I can zoom in, drag and zoom, and I can zoom in on that particular time frame. And I can even zoom further if I wanted to do that, right? And it's just going to show you a little bit more close-up of that to get back where you were. You can see, by the way, the range that you're looking at right up here in the corner. And to get back what we were looking at for default, we've got our 24 hours. That's what I was looking at right there. And you've always got your set times here, or time frames here that you can look at, which would be 7 days all the way up to 90 days if you want to look that far out. So that can be interesting. For example, you're seeing here, pretty interesting that things have upticked here on usage since, let's say, September 2021. Things have gone up in the last month and a half or so. So that's interesting to look back on that range. Oops, I just clicked the wrong button here. I went backwards. So again, I'll go back to 90 days. And there we're seeing that. So that's been updated where that's now available in these charts. And you've got other charts on here. So this is downstream usage and throughput. You've got your unicast packets, multicast packets, broadcast packets, upstream and downstream, any CRC errors, buffer flow, overflow, download errors, upload errors, frames too long, defer downloads, lots of stuff on here. And you see a lot of it's flat, which is good, I'm assuming, right? It's 0. So, because these are all errors and overflows kinds of things. But it's nice to be able to see this stuff over time. If you start having problems, then you'll be alerted on the main home screen, let's say, but then also you can look at this over time and see what's been going on and when that started to occur. So, and as you adjust, these graphs, these charts, then all of these will adjust at the same time frame, same period right there. What else do we have here? Let's see, added a port selection dropdown, which you see also on this screen. So this is new where right now I'm looking at gig E1. I can select gig E2, for example, and that's going to show me that particular port and everything that's going on there. And again, I can scroll down, and it doesn't look like there's any errors or issues there. And you've got more, but obviously they may not all be in play. So, for example, no data there. And if you've got, I think it might be Calyx, you've got some other ports like RG1 and something else, FB1, I can't remember, but those would show up here depending on the platform that you have. So we have added those particular selections right there. So you added to the ONT data port history the ability to zoom in. I talked about that, the click and the drag. Sorry, I'm reading my release notes right here. Talked about the graphs and the protocol handlers. So I'm going to pull up a user here, a subscriber. It looks like a business, I guess, maybe. In this case, we don't have the, I'm looking at a live system, so I pulled up one that didn't have any customer data in it, so I could just pull this up and show you. But what these protocol handlers are is it just makes it a little bit easier for you if you want to use another tool in relation to this. Wherever you see an IP address, you usually have got your ping next to that where you can ping that address, and you get a response from that. And that's one tool we've got. But we've added these protocol handler, kind of a link to other applications. So you'll notice when I click this little play button, I now have a choice to connect with the particular IP address that this device is, or this particular IP address that I'm looking at right here. I can do an SSH, HTTPS, HTTP, or Telnet. Now, this can only be done from your PC, and you've got to have these applications local and running or available on your PC. For example, I don't have, on this laptop, I don't have SSH or Telnet, but I do have HTTPS or HTTP. So when I click those, what it does is it opens up my browser, and you can see that the IP address that I'm connecting to is right up here. Now it's not going to connect because this is a private IP address on this service provider's network, so it's not going to connect. But if I were local on that network, I would get whatever I was looking for right here. And the same would go for, I'm going to close that since nothing's going to happen. The same would go if you tried SSH or Telnet. I don't think on this laptop I've got anything running here, so yeah. So you'd want to have your Telnet application or your whatever you'd be logging into with SSH available, and when you do that, then that will open that application. And basically, it's a convenience, right? So you don't have to copy and paste the IP address, then open up your Telnet application, put in paste it in there, put in the port number and whatever else you need to put in there. You could put the port number right here on that, and then just immediately connect. So it's a little bit more convenient. I'm just trying to make that a little bit easier for folks as they do some troubleshooting with other tools there in the application. And then finally, a couple of things that, again, I was going to show on the development system, but I can't, again, since I don't have access to that development system from this network here on this laptop. So I'm going to show you a screenshot. It's going to be a little bit small, and I'm going to have to look over here on the side to see this. But first off, we've got this audit log that we've added. So what this is for is this will show you everything that's taken place in the system as far as people. You can see here, I'm going to have to look at people logging in and logging off. add affiliate and something else affiliate, that would be for us. That's not going to show up in your. You've got add user, edit user, update passwords. If you change CMTS, some of the configurations in the CMTS, that kind of thing, it's all going to be logged here. And this is in preparation, along with something else I'm going to show here, for this to be more of a full-featured system where you can add subscribers, delete subscribers, and we want to be able to track all that stuff if you're doing those things. So this audit log will show you that, and you can, there's some filters in there where you can select just a particular person. If you want to see everything that Rick did, you can type them in and you'll see only what they did. If you want to see everything related to a specific action, such as adding or deleting or configuration changes, you can select those in the filters as well. Or actually select those in the selection box right there, or you can look at them all. So you've got some filters in the selection box there to make the choice on what you want to see in the audit log. Now the other thing that is in here that I can't really show you on the system because you have to have customer data in here to see it, but you see those little pencil, or there's going to be a little pencil icon in the upper right corner of the customer data panel, and when you click that, you will now be able to go in and edit information about that customer. Now just be aware that this is the first stage, so while you can edit stuff in there, it's only going to be changing the database, the TruVizion database. So however this information got in here, whether that was through billing integration or if that was through going into affiliate management and typing it in there, it's not going to talk back to the other database yet, okay? Because eventually this is going to be replaced. For example, you won't have to go into affiliate management, you can do everything in here. For right now, this gives you the ability to edit this information in here, but just be aware that it's not syncing back to the original place where the data came from. But I wanted to let you know that that is there, and that's what that pencil icon is, and then also let you know that if you do make changes in this situation here, then as you do that, it will change the information that you see here. So you could change their address, their name, their phone number, any other information that we are capturing in there. You could add a nighttime phone number, that kind of thing, and it will change it in this database. So just be aware that's what the pencil is, and more is yet to come on that. So I think that's it. Those are the main things. If you are a TruVizion user, you would have gotten an email. In fact, the same email that I sent to this group that we were doing this video today would get the email that has all of the features on there, and as well as all of the fixes. So if there were any particular bugs that you noticed or reported, you can check that and see if that's been fixed in this release. And if you've got any questions after this, feel free to just comment on the YouTube video. The maintenance is tomorrow morning. I think it's like 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. or something like that. It's early in the morning. You're probably not awake. But we'll do that maintenance when that's over, and you log into TruVizion, you will see these features, and all of those fixes will be in there as well. So thanks for joining me today. I'll be back next week. Next week I'm going to start, I think I'm going to start next week. I'm going to start a series on proactive network maintenance basics. So it's kind of like it's going to be what DOCSIS proactive network maintenance is in a cable plant, and what that can do for you, how it works, what some of these terms are, like in-channel frequency response, and what the digital taps are versus a standard kind of tap, basically how it works. The last several weeks, I did 3 weeks on some updates in our DOCSIS P&M tool, pre-equalization analyzer. We've got version 5 coming out. People are getting switched over to that right now. So I talked about the changes in the application. I thought it would be good to kind of go back to the basics and talk about P&M in general, and again, what it is, why it's important, what it can do for you. So I'll be starting that next week. That might be 1 or 2 sessions. I'm not sure. I don't know how long it'll take. We'll see as I start to put that content together. But thanks for joining me today. I will be back next week at 3 o'clock, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.